the nation of Brazil. Okay, starting off with some of the basic information of Brazil. Whenever we looked at the origin of the name Latin America, we discussed that it was named Latin America because of the not religions, but the two languages that were spoken in Latin America or in the region, and those were both Portuguese and Spanish. So we obviously know that Spain and Portugal had a role in the discovery of that region. That's the case with Brazil, as Portugal was the main explorer in that region. And from 1500 to 1815, the area now known as Brazil was actually a colony of Portugal. The gentleman pictured to the right, Pedro Cabral, was actually one of those explorers that had a major role in the exploration of Brazil. And during this time, from the 1500s, pretty much through the early 1800s, there was a great influx of slaves that were imported from Africa. This was part of an entire system where they pretty much made Brazil's economy based on sugar plantations. And as this started to happen, just like it happened in the United States, native culture started to blend in with the rest of those who were coming ashore. Okay, currently the population of Brazil is about 190 million, and once again, the females, as we've seen throughout the world, with the exception of a few nations in the Middle East, the females outlive the males. Okay, some of the basic physical characteristics that we'll look at with Brazil. It is the 5th largest nation in the world, and that would be a little bit of a challenge for you. I'm sure you can think of which ones are larger than Brazil. And if you look at a map of Latin America, it's about half the size of South America. And some major physical features, we discussed this already. The Amazon River is the world's 2nd longest, behind only the Nile. Now, along with the Amazon River, we also have the Amazon River Basin, which, as a result of the Amazon River, there's an extreme amount of rainfall which can support the rainforest throughout Brazil. And to the right, or to the east of Brazil, we note that it borders the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, much of the industry of Brazil is based around the Amazon rainforest, and some of their major exports include iron ore, coffee, timber, and tobacco, all of which coincide with the Amazon River Basin, the environment that is created with that basin. And a lot of mining and farming, as I had previously mentioned, is done within the region of that Amazon River Basin. The major import, just like many nations that we have studied, is crude oil. A lot of the machinery that is used to in the logging industry and the mining industry in Brazil, they need oil just like we do in the United States, just like China does with their manufacturing realm. Oil, as we have seen, is a major resource to many of these countries. Okay, and the Amazon rainforest has brought a lot of wealth to many Brazilians. However, there are many people that are still living in extreme poverty. In fact, about 20% of Brazil's people are living in poverty. As pictured to the right, there are, around cities, there are many areas called favelas, which are basically slumlands. And this is very common in Brazil, to have a major city, and then surrounding that city, it would be there would be many of these favelas, which are basically just rundown shacks. This term, when translated, means slum area, and there is no running water or sewage system, which obviously creates an area where disease runs rampant. Continuing, much of our focus on Brazil will be surrounding the Amazon River Basin and the Amazon River and the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon is the largest rainforest, but also to coincide with that, it has the highest rate of deforestation in the world. Deforestation is a term that we looked at earlier in this academic year. It basically means the destruction of a region of forest for a variety of reasons, whether that is for economic profit or to help sustain livable areas for inhabitants. Now, what's interesting is that the Brazilian government is not really trying to impede people from destroying the rainforest. They're actually encouraging it for a couple of reasons. First of all, they've recognized that a lot of these areas can be mined for different gems or resources. Logging is also a major moneymaker for the Brazilian government, as well as farming. Now, the world is starting to take a closer look at this, or has been taking a closer look at this because of the worldwide effects, and recently the theory of global warming has gotten increased coverage around the world, not just in the United States, because it is widely believed that rainforests can regulate the Earth's climate. Now, again, this is heavily debated, and it depends on where you stand on that issue. Continuing with what we had mentioned earlier, most people in Brazil do speak Portuguese, and this is obviously a result of them being founded by Portugal. What's an interesting thing about Brazil, and this makes it a very unique country in terms of their politics, citizens from 18 to 70 are required to vote. In many democracies, it is seen as an extreme privilege to vote, while here you have to vote. The major sport, which often results in some rioting, is football, or most commonly known as soccer. In fact, as pictured to the right, Maracana Stadium seats about 220,000 fans. That is just there to show how popular that sport can be. Now, this is a constant theme that we're going to look at throughout Latin America, and I previewed this in the Latin America overview notes. But what I would want you to do is go to this link and check out this article. This concerns Rio de Janeiro and some of the violence that occurred right after it was announced that Brazil would be holding the 2016 Olympic Games.